Thank you. So, ladies and gentlemen, guests of honour, it gives me the greatest of pleasure to invite Annie to come up and stand here while I tell you all about how lucky we are to have such a wonderful, committed volunteer in our community. Come here, special lady. Members of our community, volunteering a significant allocation of her own time for the improvement and well-being of our community residents. Anne has been a long-standing, committed and effective member of the Gillingham Medical Practice Patients Participation Group, supporting the practice and representing patients as a critical friend from the Gillingham Medical Practice adoption of the Altogether Better scheme, and has been an active and energetic health champion. During the pandemic lockdown, Annie found time to write a children's book called Button Cottage Lockdown, which was a complete sellout, even getting noticed by TV stations, gaining Anne an interview and small cameo roles on Martin Kemp's TV programme. The monies raised from the book sales amounted to over £1,500, which Annie donated the funds to Julia's House Children's Hospice. Annie was also inspired by the Red Cross 1918 Pearl Appeal. Thousands of pearls were collected during the 1918 war period from broken and discarded items of pearl jewellery to make new necklaces and bracelets, and sold to raise funds in aid of the sick and wounded soldiers from the war. So Annie put out a appeal locally and gathered enough pearls to make over 50 items of jewellery, helped by local jewellers, Allam and Sidaway, to sell at auction and to raise funds for the British Legion Poppy Appeal. The leftover pearls were made into a wonderful wall art piece by local artist Shireen Brickle, and the smaller seed pearls were sewn into the centres of hand-crocheted poppies and sold, and the monies raised were all in aid of the British Legion Poppy Appeal. As you all know, Annie has worked tirelessly for the Dementia Friends Group, spending hours educating committees, clubs, groups and local businesses alongside her colleague Hilary Drake and the committee. At the last count, I heard that Annie was involved in educating over 5,000 people locally, and I'm sure now it has far surpassed that figure. Annie leads many fundraising events, raising funds for excellent causes. One particular fundraiser has been this local music event, working with Jackie Adams from our amazing band this evening, Top Wind and Brass, and Arabella Heaton, our wonderful soloist this evening. They've been putting on free concerts locally and raising thousands in funds from the generous donations by the audience and local businesses that boost the coffers of the Dementia Friends Group and Mindful Cafes. Both charities support those living with dementia and memory loss. So, it comes as no surprise to you that Annie is now going to be presented with 2 awards this evening. The first one being a Town Community Award for the endless volunteer hours that you give to our Gillingham community. So please accept this certificate of appreciation for the volunteer services and dedication that you give to the parish of Gillingham. Please give Annie. A Royal Voluntary Service Award known as the Coronation Champion Award. The Coronation Champion Award was launched by the Royal Voluntary Service and has been supported by Her Majesty the Queen Consort. It is all about celebrating the work of extraordinary volunteers across the UK. There were over 5,000 applicants and 500 were picked. And Annie, you were one of them. We entered you into this competition and we were thrilled to learn just a few days ago that Annie, you've been accepted and it feels appropriate that we could publicly announce the good news here tonight at this wonderful concert, because this is you in action. You're going to the Windsor Castle Coronation concert next Sunday, and Annie is taking Jackie.
I'm so excited.
And so now, I have the honour and pleasure to present you with the certificate signed by His Majesty King Charles and Her Majesty the Queen Consort.
Here we are.
And you have this wonderful, memorable pin to be able to wear. So Annie, we are so proud of everything that you do for Gillingham. You are our true community hero. You're our champion. Can I please ask you all to be upstanding and give Annie a standing ovation?
I'm not sure how I'm going to follow that, except to say that it surprised me how much I'd done listening to Sharon. And yes, I love Gillingham. I think Barry said that just now, but I love Gillingham. I grew up here, I went to school here, and although I've been lucky enough to work away and travel, there's always something that pulls you back to the town you love. None of this I could have done without someone inspiring me, and that was all of you. And so all these awards, they're wonderful, but they are